Welcome to the Lost at Home podcast. Here are your hosts, Scott Bear and Jeremiah Johnson.
Welcome to the Lost at Home podcast. My name is Scott.
I'm Jeremiah.
And we are back for episode 258.
Yes, that's 2 times 3 times 43, nothing special. It's even. All my primies out there are disappointed. I'm sorry to disappoint you, primies.
Yep, prime number update for the week. A little disappointing. But you know what? We're going to pick up the show a little bit right here with a little bit of rebranding. The true crime podcasts, they're huge.
They are.
There's a
everybody
million
loves
of them.
True crime.
There's a million of them. And
here's the thing that actually kind of pisses me off about that. A little bit of a side.
That you don't have a true crime podcast?
Is it's not just that. It's just like I've been talking to people. Like I was telling somebody about like a couple of movies I'd seen recently that are just like really dark horror movies. And they're like, oh, I don't like horror movies. And then they were like, I got to go home because... And they said something like... They were like, I got to go home to watch this documentary. And the documentary they were watching is fucking way more brutal than anything.
And real.
Yes, because that's the thing. I'm like, wait, you are fucked up. You want to like... I at least know that when I watch a movie... and some shit happens to this character, they're like, they just made millions of dollars, and they're walking around the street having a great time. You're going home and watching the thing, be like, that kid's never coming home, and like drooling. I'm like, you're a fucked up piece of shit. Like, you don't think you like horror movies because you're like, oh, that's terrible. What are you? And then like, but then they're watching these documentaries of like kids get abducted and shit.
I agree 100%.
Because she's like, I'm gonna go home and watch Abducted in Plain Sight. And I mean, she did make a joke about that. She's like, wait a minute.
That was the best documentary I've ever seen on Netflix, by the way.
Apparently, it's supposed to be really good.
It is so fucked up. If you hit 20 minutes and you aren't texting me immediately going, what the fuck's up with the aliens?
Yeah, that's the thing is, I will say that at least this person was also willing to admit that they were fucked up by wanting to go home and watching the real thing. They were the one that brought this up. But that being said, so yes, true crime is a big thing, including like bigger than horror. Yes.
And our show is about weird news, specifically the weirdest stuff we can find on the internet.
We are crime weird.
So we are a true weird podcast.
I missed it.
That was either true crime or true weird, but I like to think of ourselves as
I said crime weird. I thought it was going to be that.
Well, we have a lot of subtitles to the show. We have It Makes You Smarter. We have Get Lost, and now we have a True Weird podcast.
True Weird, I like that. That's not like Get Lost is a saying. It Makes You Smarter is like a tagline, and True Weird is now like a description.
Yeah, we are a true weird podcast. And also on off weeks, we do interviews. If you're a first-time listener, go back to our catalog. Any interview episode we've ever done starts with the title, The One About.
Yes.
And then we fill in the blank with who it's about. We've had Dan Harmon on. We've had Sam Raimi's brother, Ted Raimi, from Evil Dead, along with most of the other Evil Dead cast.
Lloyd Kaufman, the amazing insanely brilliant man from Troma Studios, of course.
The super dead Larry Cohen.
The super dead Larry Cohen, who, God bless his soul. Well, probably not.
And thank you, actually, last week for going through that episode if you already heard it before, or if you were a first-time listener.
That was 2 weeks ago now.
2 weeks ago now. That was a good example of how we do our interviews. We've had other people from Rick and Morty on.
Yep.
People from Stranger Things. We try to run the gamut and turn our ringers off on our phones while we record.
We try. Sometimes we fail miserably.
I wonder if that sound even got picked up on mic, but I just got a text.
Well, I'll do the ding sound. Yeah. There you go. That's what it sounded like to me.
So when we're not doing that, we take the weird stories, we deliver them to you, and we twist them into new content.
Yes.
We like to start the show out, though, with a few stories that are a little light on content. So what we do is a segment we like to call Rapid Fire.
We do. I would like to actually give one disclaimer, Scott, because we have been essentially working about a week ahead of where we actually air, and we do our best to stay on top of the sharpest, newest news. That's why it's called news. It's not called olds. Oh! I should create a stand-up routine. Like, what do they call the news when it's so old? They should call it olds. They should call it olds. Nothing? Well, see you later.
I would do cricket sounds if I could, but it would just sound like me saying chirp.
Or you just say cricket? Cricket. No, crickets don't just say cricket, right? But anyway, so the reason I'm saying this because a lot of times, like we do pride ourselves on coming up with content really like far ahead of time. But we have there's some other shows out there that actually beat us to the punch, but they really don't. We actually, because we're about a week and a half ahead, we are recording this one on April 10th. This is not going to air until like April 19th.
Most likely, yes.
Yes. So, because we already have April 17th in the hole, and some of these fucking shows like some of our favorites, like last podcast. Last podcast on the left. There we go. Lost at Home podcast.
What just happened there?
I almost wanted to say our podcast because Lost at Home podcast is somewhere in my mind similar to last podcast on the left.
Fair enough.
Anyway, last podcast on the left, but other shows or like that you might get on, Colbert or something like that might catch on one of our things. We beat them to the punch every time, but we are like 12 days behind on posting now. So anyway.
Hey, Chair.
Oh, no.
It's your old pal Santa Claus.
You promised you were coming by.
I'm only here because someone has been messing with my schedule. I deliver your gifts based on your podcast airing weeks, and now I'm confused as to when to drop your gifts.
First of all, we're only a week behind, so it's still clearly April, okay? It's not fucking December 25th. Santa, I asked Scott ahead of time, Santa's not coming, is he? And Scott said, I don't know, coyly, and he winked, and I said,
I had no say in that. I just thought I was playing it safe by saying I don't know.
He played it so safe, he's gonna get extra coal in his stocking. You know why? Under Trump's government, coal has added value.
Yeah, he's actually not wrong. He keeps subsidizing the coal industry.
Except for that he doesn't actually subsidize it. He just keeps talking about it.
Actually, that's true. They
and
are
then
going
they continue
poor.
to
They're going
lose
poor quickly.
their jobs because people have been losing their coal jobs for decades now.
All right. Well, Santa, thanks for those quasi facts. You can see yourself out. Don't.
Yo, it's April,
just
dude.
don't.
You got plenty of fucking time. Believe me.
I'm just gonna go get my sleigh out of the mud now. Your driveway is a muddy mess.
It is. We are in mud season, although actually we got some snow the other day, but we are in mud season in Vermont. A lot of people out there who don't live in a place that has a fifth season. We have a mud season essentially between winter and spring-ish. It's beginning of spring anyway. So.
Did I ask you for my life story or yours?
No, I'm talking about mud season. That's nothing about a life story.
Sorry, I didn't want to seem rude, but I was.
Yeah, you were clearly trying to be rude, Santa.
I'm gonna go push
So how
my
about this?
sled.
How about I'm rude? Get the fuck out of my house, you fat piece of shit.
Okay.
You know the thing? I gotta get that door fixed. It sounds like a man
Number
making
one,
a door sound.
we have two big problems with the show. Number one, Santa keeps coming in unannounced.
He does.
Number two, we need a new Foley guy.
I don't know. That Foley sound was good. I just need a new door that doesn't sound like a Foley guy, a bad Foley guy
Actually,
to get fired doing a door
That was
sound.
my joke because of how bad your door sounds. But your door sounds like a bad
It
Foley
sounds
guy.
like a bad Foley guy doing a door sound into a microphone. I don't know what the excuse for Santa walking across the fucking floor was, because that just
He wanted to get on mic.
So that was just him going pound, 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 pound.
Well, he walks heavy. He's a fat man.
He's a fat
do you
man.
want to fat shame him? Do you want to come back
Yeah,
in?
can we do that? Yeah. Hey, Santa, come here.
Yes?
You're a fat piece of shit. Lay off the Lay's potato chips.
I haven't seen my dick in 500 years.
Yeah, well, it's not even there anymore. Well, it is actually. He's got a monster cock.
It's actually out.
It's a large cock.
That might be the 9th reindeer. Wait, how many reindeer are there?
I thought there was 9.
10th reindeer.
Maybe there's 10. 11th reindeer? How many reindeers? I'd like to get can we get a caller on the phone? Oh, we can't. We're not live. Never
We're not live. We're not a live show.
Well, anyway, I'd like to people to go in. I don't want to Google this. I'd like to know how many reindeers there are. There's 8, 9, or 10.
There's Donner and Dancer and Vixen and Comet.
Six others. Something like that, right?
Prancer and Dancer and...
Santa's cock.
Oh, I
Santa's
can't
cock,
think of them
yeah.
all. I'm trying to think of them the song, or the poem or any of that
Cool,
old
yeah.
stuff.
Thinking of an entire song is
And there's
either
Rudolph,
remembering a
too.
single
And there's
number.
Rudolph.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, I think it's 9. It's 8 reindeer plus Rudolph.
Yeah, so 10 with his dick.
10 with his dick. Okay.
All right. Well, now that that's out of the way, let's move into rapid fire.
Break.
It really sounds like you just are saying rape a lot.
I pronounce my words differently. I'm from a different country.
No,
You can blame my Armenian
You're
ancestors.
barely a ginger.
I am 50%. I am 25% French. French Canadian.
What does it have to do with me calling you a ginger?
Frenchies aren't gingers.
Well, your sisters are gingers.
One sister is a ginger.
A sister is a ginger.
Yeah. Yes, I have 4 sisters and a brother. I'm one of a family. So 16.67% of my family are gingers.
Do I know your third sister?
There's 4 of them.
Do I know your other 2 sisters?
No, they're my 2 half sisters, my older half sisters. No.
Oh no, I've got half relatives too. They don't count.
Well, no, I have top half sister and bottom half sister. Those are the ones.
Moving on. I don't even know. I know.
I've been watching some fucked up family movies. I've been watching fucked up family movies. Dino Stamatopoulos. We're talking about interviews, old interviews. One of our first interviews from way back, probably
Dino's
the first
still a good friend of ours.
Yeah,
on the
exactly.
show.
So Dino Stamatopoulos, way back years ago when we first interviewed him, mentioned this movie Dogtooth. And Dogtooth has some weird incesty stuff in it, so it's in the top of my head. Then I watched The Girl Who Was Too Fond of Matches.
Is that the one about the family that they do like massages and they don't leave their compound? And
I mean, yes,
am I thinking of a different movie?
No, this is it's a Greek movie. It's by the same guy that did
do
Lobster.
They wear white a lot and they never leave their house?
They never leave their house. They're not allowed to.
I'm thinking of another weird, fucked up incestual movie.
Yeah, no, think so. I've watched like 2 of those in 2 days, and now it's in my head. Because the other one was The Girl Who Was Too Fond of Matches, which is amazing. It's an amazing drama movie, bleak. And then there's the
once you get into the incest genres, it's hard to get out of them.
It is really hard. Yeah, exactly.
It literally becomes incestuous.
Yeah, it's my own subgenre. Or just like I actually type in like incest into my Just Watch to see like what I can find. So anyway, so yeah, I've been watching a lot of weird stuff. So I'm sorry that came out there. But
all right, back to rapid fire. Let's actually do our first story of the week.
Rapid fire.
All right, first story this week is an update. Jerry brought this one to the table.
No, you did.
Shit. Wait, I did?
You did. That's why I put update to it. Yeah.
Oh.
You were the old. This is one of 2 stories you added.
Oh, you're right.
I've
had a lot of work this week. I don't know what part.
Do you want me to cover it? I know.
I don't know what part of we're recording on a special night because my work is so fucking hard.
Yeah, it's true.
All right, update. Sex in Utah with the unmarried is now legal.
It's true, yes.
That's really all there is to the story, but it's also ridiculous to think that it was illegal to have sex outside of marriage in Utah,
and it was,
even with it being a Mormon state.
And we covered this, and the reason I said this is an update, so the only thing I added to it was the word update, because you added the story, because the update is about 4 weeks ago, 4 or 5 whatever weeks ago, we covered the original story where it was moving through the legislature and had passed the House and the Senate, I believe, in Utah, but they weren't sure if the governor was going to sign it. Turns out the governor signed it, so it is now official. Sex outside of marriage is legal in Utah.
That is really good news for me.
I was really hoping that there was...
Most people don't realize Mrs. Claus is not a prefix denoting marriage. Her first name is Mrs. Missus.
Oh.
She's my sister. And we're not married.
We're getting right back to the incest.
We're working this together with synergy. That's what I tell the elves.
So we're back to incest. Cool.
That's it. Santa out.
Probably not forever.
That was actually a good bit of information.
Yeah, well, at least he didn't.
So he has
at least he didn't walk through the Foley door again.
So we just learned Santa's unmarried and is with his sister, whose name is Mrs.
Mrs. Yeah, Mrs.
Well, I guess Utah now look forward to seeing Santa come to you. Do Mormons get Santa? Excuse my ignorance. Do they get Santa?
I don't know.
I want to say no.
It's Christian based.
But Mormons aren't Christians, are they?
It's not Christian. I mean, they have a God. They're the Church of Latter-day Saints, right? They're like, so they have the same
later saints.
They have the same Christ.
Like, what are the later saints?
So they have the same Christ.
Jared, ready? We're gonna put ready? Audience.
Actually, I don't know why I was thinking Santa is part of Christianity. It's not. It's
audience, we're about to do something special in this show. This has only happened twice before and recorded Lost at Home podcast history. We are about to put Jeremiah on the hot seat.
Whoa! Oh, it's a hot seat.
Well, we literally did that, but figuratively, we're also going to do it. Name states.
Just any of them? I could name all 50 states if you want. Do you really want me to do that? Washington, Oregon, California, Idaho, Montana.
Good enough.
Colorado.
Yeah, we're going to put you in the hot seat once more.
I can name all the states.
Name saints of modern history.
Cunt?
I would like to say Mother Teresa for one. I honestly don't know.
I don't think she's
I don't know.
Saint. I don't think she's a saint.
I think she was sainted.
Saint Saint.
Here, you do the next rapid fire. I'm going to look up the most 3 recent saints.
Saint Sangre.
Saint Sangre.
Sangre.
I'm going to believe you, but I'm also going to look up 3 modern saints.
I think I mixed up a drink and a saint.
Sangria? Saint Gria.
No, because I'm thinking of the Twardowski film, Saint Sangre.
So was I. I'm lying. Move on to the next story while I do it.
It's one of the best horror movies ever made. Anyway, so Ohio man loses more than 30 pounds drinking only beer during Lent. We're getting to some Christianity again. This person, it's pretty much what it sounds like. This person decided to take pretty much this old like monk style of diet because apparently monks used to drink beer during Lent because it actually acts as liquid bread. So a lot of times, of course, back in those days, a lot of people would just eat bread anyway. So it actually would give you a lot of the nutrients and whatnot to actually live and at least have enough, enough foundation in your belly to live regularly. So this man has been doing this on a regular basis in Ohio and had decided to just go ahead and give up everything except for beer for Lent. A lot of people give up alcohol for Lent. This guy decided everything but. And he has actually lost 30 pounds. And actually, by the time you actually hear this, it may have been more. Or he might be dead. I don't know. But anyway, so if you want to lose weight, he pretty much was like, this is the Jared diet, but I'm not a pedophile, and it's not Subway. So, that's the Ohio man loses weight.
I have 3 of the most recent saints. Are you ready?
I am, because I have to fix my thing here. So.
We have Saint Schaefer. Anne Schaefer became a saint in 1882. She was working as a maid to earn the dowry necessary to enter into religious life when she fell into a boiling vat of cleaning chemicals, burning her legs, rendering her bedridden for the rest of her life.
Oops!
We have Saint Berenguerres.
Perfect.
Dude, there are so many vowels.
Where's a Guerrero probably in there somewhere, right?
Berenguerres.
It's perfect.
She was a 19th century Spanish nun who ministered to women recovering from prostitution. Recovering from prostitution.
Nobody recovers from prostitution. People only... oh, shoot. What I was going to say? Go on, please.
And then we have Saint Berthua, a Jesuit priest who is beaten to death in Madagascar.
Cool! Again, I knew Mother Teresa. They've been talking about her for sainthood, but she's not a saint. And I'm guessing Saint...
No, we have a cleaning lady who fell in a pot of boiling bleach. We have a guy who was beaten to death in Madagascar, and someone who tried to save the prostitutes but failed.
So, boy, the bar for saints has lowered. This is the day when people are like, what have you done? Cured every leper. Cool. What have you done? Well, I tried to save all these prostitutes, but, they didn't work out so well.
Actually, that's not a bad idea there, that a lot of people who should technically be canonized into religious sainthood can't because they have science backgrounds. The guy who probably cured AIDS, there's pretty much an AIDS cure now.
Did he pray the AIDS away?
Yeah, exactly. He discovered the cure through science, and probably will never become a saint.
He's going to burn in hell if he's not there already.
What about the person who
burn in hell, AIDS man?
What about the person who cured polio?
Burn in hell, polio man.
What about me? I'm Saint Nicholas.
Oh, no, shit, he is a saint.
No, he's Santa Claus who was based on Saint Nicholas.
No, he's a saint.
No.
Wait,
Santa Claus is based on Saint
Santa,
Nicholas.
what'd you do?
I gave toys to boys.
And what about the girls?
They got them later in history.
Oh, that's a dark chapter in Santa Claus history.
It's like the women's
girls didn't
women's like toy suffrage movement?
Yeah, that's what...
It's kind of like that. You see, I gave boys to toys.
Boys to toys.
Whoa, Santa, what does that mean?
Wait a minute. Was there a point in history where you literally gave human beings to toys?
I can't talk about the, air quote, slave era.
I like that that you're on a podcast enough to say air quote. I do appreciate.
He's getting good at being on a show.
He's getting good at this. Better than we are.
Well,
yes.
I mean, Santa, to be fair, your workshop is entirely made up of slave labor.
Air quotes. It was a literal slave era.
That
no
too.
air quotes.
Well, also, he still has slave labor in his workshop.
So he said air quotes, but he also just misused air quotes.
He has thousands of elves who want to be dentists making toys.
No, we actually have aired the the song about with Santa Claus that actually but he remembers, he was a part of it.
Yes, all I want for Christmas is you.
That's not the lyrics to that Mariah Carey song at all, nor was that the song about him.
No, that's not what we were talking about. One we wrote, but
all right, Santa, that's enough of you. Rapid fire. Next one, Jared.
Yeah, rapid fire. We are not anywhere close to rapid. Justice. The only justice system is Mother Nature. A rhino poacher was trampled by elephants, and his remains were eaten by lions.
Yeah.
This is pretty much the way it goes.
That's it.
Him and a group, a whole group of poachers were on this refuge that were like in South, somewhere in Africa. Anyway,
Legal hunting adjacent.
Yes, in other words, illegal to do anything, even walk on.
They like that term better.
Yes, exactly.
I'm legally hunting adjacent.
Yeah, so they walked into this this place that is a sanctuary for all these animals that you're not even supposed to walk on because this is dangerous because we don't pay attention to these animals. They're just allowed to roam free. And they went into poach a rhino for the rhino horn for the Asian markets, and it turns out they didn't see a rampaging elephant behind them, and that everybody else got away. And granted, they got arrested later, but everybody else got away. They interviewed the people that got away, and they said, yeah, luckily our friend got trampled by an elephant, which allowed us to run away. And then they went back to look for the remains of this person, and there were barely pieces of fucking pants left out because apparently lions don't eat pants.
No, they don't tend to eat the synthetic components of a human.
So they ate everything else. So they found everything that indicated this was the person. They're like, we can't even bury this person. This person is just a mess of fucking lion meat. And you know what? Justice has been served. Boom.
Next rapid fire. Space Jam sequel in peril because no players want to be in it. And
yes.
you wrote top players. I don't think it matters. I think at some point they're just gonna have to scrap it or grab.
Well, here's the thing.
We have rookie Stu Stevens, 4'9" Irishman.
Yeah.
I'll be in Space Jam.
Yeah,
I'll go throw the ball through the hoop, right? Just like in the game. Stu, you've actually never made a point in any NBA game. Yeah. You're only on the Celtics because you're Irish.
Yeah. This is your Make-A-Wish.
We know the next time you walk out of the stadium and during broad daylight, you will get skin cancer.
Dude, Space Jam 2 is definitely going to be dedicated to this fucking dud. Yeah. because he's going to be dead because his Make-A-Wish Foundation, because he died of leukemia 6 weeks before it came out.
There you go.
But anyway, so yeah, the point is, LeBron James has been working with Warner Brothers to create the sequel to Space Jam, which is a cult classic starring Michael Jordan. And actually, the reason people don't want to be in this isn't because they think it's going to be a failure. That's probably going to be a big hit, whatever. Is because so many of his friends, Carmelo Anthony, Dwayne Wade, all these amazing players and stuff are you're clearly the star, LeBron James. You're going to be dunking on me and making me look like a fool. I don't want to be a part of this. So they need to find these Make-A-Wish kids instead.
Which makes a lot of sense. Yeah. All right. Next one up, Jared. What do we got?
Okay, there's a new Angry White Male Studies course offered at the University of Kansas. Yes, the accredited university called the University of Kansas.
Is that an online school?
It's not. It's actually legit. It's a real university.
It's like the University of Vermont, right? It's the state
university.
It's
a legit university. It's a well-respected university. This is a university
with a very high recidivism rate.
Yes, but so there
I got my diploma, but no one will take me. Can I come back for more smarts?
I need more smarts now. Yeah, they're definitely better known for their basketball than they are. Yes.
Y'all.
They're better.
Wait, isn't that a y'all state?
It's a middle of the country state. It's
an Arkansas adjacent state, isn't it?
It's the
Arkansas
middle.
has the lowest education system in the state
in the country. It is the middle of the country. So anyway, they are offering a angry white male studies course at the University of Kansas.
Is that to study angry white males, or to be a angry white male who wants to study things that anger them?
I would love it if the latter joined this, not realizing it was the former. It would be hilarious because
so we're going to talk about all those bitches that won't fuck me.
Yeah. Is this the incel class? I'm sorry. Angry white male studies class.
Hey, professor. Yeah, sweet tits. Yeah. Can I wear the fedora in the seminar, or should I hang it up by the door next to my sword?
Angry white males. Incels definitely own a fedora and a sword and bring them to class. They do. It's part of my part of the description now. Anyway, no, this is actually, and by the way, this is like a 200 course. So this actually, you have to have a prerequisite of like gender studies going into this. And this is essentially, I actually think this is interesting because it is tracking the rise of the angry white male and like what is causing. So it's actually like trying to get to the root of this, being like, okay, well, this is a dangerous person and they're clearly like coming back to like, I don't want to say power, but like they feel empowered. That doesn't mean power is part of what they do, but like they do feel more empowered nowadays. I could use one word, Trump, that probably like got them into that point. But there's
don't be bashful. Feel free to. If you're an unapologetic Trump supporter, we honestly don't want your clicks.
Yeah, well, and the other thing, like you can still listen to everything else we do. That's fine. But at the end of the day, like angry white males have been seeing like a rise. It's not that like there are more of them. They're just saying. I'm just saying they feel more emboldened, if you will, embiggened to. That's a Simpsons word, to get like out in front of everything and be like, I can make myself known. These people have existed and they are still there. And just they were like tucked under the rug, and they felt like
so. This is studies on them.
It's not even just like on them specifically now. It's like, how did we get to this point? And the thing is, I like that it's actually a study of the systemic issues that caused this actually
issue.
The problem is like angry white males don't see themselves as the issue. They see themselves as the victim, and they will see themselves as even more of a victim knowing that this kind of study course exists, because they'll be like, wait a minute, there's no angry black man study course. Like, now, that's the first thing they will say.
I didn't mean for this rapid fire segment to draw out this long, but
doesn't matter.
I did listen to another podcast recently that did a sex survey, which is done every year. They read the results of it. And for the first time in decades, I think since 1970, the amount of Americans having sex has dropped.
Under 30. Yes.
Seriously. And
people over 30 are having sex at a rapid rate.
But it's crazy. It was 18 to 30 males.
Yes, 18 to 30.
40% of them aren't fucking.
Yes.
40%.
And the thing is, though, that
is a dangerous number. That's also a dangerous group.
And also, like, you have to realize, like, that number, 40% aren't fucking, that is down from, like, 19% or something like that? That was, like, the decade before.
Yeah.
Like, it is significant, the difference.
And that is dangerous. That is a dangerous...
And the thing is, so here's the thing.
Dangerous men are 18 to 30.
Guess what? Like, a lot of, like, I hate to say, you know why?
And we're white males.
Because they find their little, like, find their little cliques online, and they stay in their mom's basement, they get angry about not being able to fuck, instead of realizing they can go out and fuck. They really can. Yeah. Just go out and fuck. It's not that hard. Like, just go out and find somebody else who's fucking angry and wants to fuck. Like, it will happen. Instead, they're like, I'm going to be down in my mom's basement and be like, man, I don't like it.
This may sound,
fuck you.
This may sound sexist,
Incels,
but it's not. Almost any woman can leave her house at any given moment, go to any bar, and get laid.
No, they can't immediately. Immediately. Almost regardless of like, look. Like, even like,
any girl.
But I will say this:
a guy would need to go out and at least maybe
they have to do a little bit of like work.
A guy would need to do more work and not be a douchebag.
But it's still able to happen.
And a guy can get laid too.
Men aren't uglier now than they were a decade ago. It's the same amount of ugliness. So guess what? So it's not about physical things. It's not about anything. It's just you're not going out and doing it, because what you're doing instead is getting mad about it and talking to your little buddies online about how mad you are, instead of being like, you know what? I want to get laid. You actually go out and try to do it. Like, and by try to do it, I mean like, oh shit, I guess I have to pick up a guitar now. Like, that's all it takes. And fucking do that.
And there's sadly
like, I need to learn how to tell jokes. No, instead of like, I'm just gonna be angry and talk to these other dudes with like wasted hard-ons on the internet. Like, that's all you're doing? Come on, of course you're not gonna get laid. And you're just talking to other fucking dipshits that have like wasted drippy hard-ons.
And sadly, that group of people is stereotypically the same. They have anime body pillows, fedoras, swords, spent all their times in online gaming.
Yeah, they left the anime body pillow at home when they went to class.
Typically like Republican-leaning things, and then also don't understand why no one likes them.
Well, and the thing is, though, like,
it's like maybe just
that's because
they talk
because the other thing is, like, back in the day, you'd be like, I don't know why somebody doesn't like me, but then you would actually have to like do something about it. Nowadays, you just get to create this whole community around you of other people who are exactly like you, who say, yeah, I don't get it. So you get to like prop yourselves up. It's fucking ridiculous. Anyway.
All right. Well, we're moving on to yoga.
We're yoga.
Jerry brought a story to the table, lemur yoga, and literally the story is lemur yoga exists.
It's not yoga. It's not lemurs doing yoga. If you ever see, Google lemur. They're adorable.
They're friendly monkeys.
Yes, and they love human beings, and they're like so. In the UK, you can do yoga on like this public park.
And the lemurs
are also a part of it, and they will come in like snuggle with you and stuff like that while you're doing this yoga.
And honestly, I love it because it says it relaxes people, makes them laugh a little bit.
Yoga,
and that's the whole point of yoga is to relax.
It's like, I mean, granted, there's this exercise thing nowadays, but really, it's supposed to be about like finding your inner center.
You have a deafening fear of lemurs.
Yeah, in which case it's hell.
Yeah, I'm about to do the downward. What's that?
Yeah. Downward lemur. That's it. But you know what? The yoga doesn't make you gay, apparently, though.
Yeah, that story came out of Russia. Russia stopped having prisoners in jail from doing yoga because they thought it made them gay.
Well, they did a study?
They did a few studies, and guess what? Yoga doesn't make you gay.
Here's the thing: but you don't have to realize
no exercise makes you gay unless it's top to bottom male on male push-ups.
Yeah. Yeah, and then you're just like, this is good. I like this.
1, 2. This would be really hard to do if your asshole wasn't gaping and loose.
I just picture like a ketchup bottle filled with lube just squirting.
Well, we know Russia has all the stockpiles of VHS tape cleaner in the world.
Yeah, well, but the thing about
why do we do these yoga practices in a VHS tape cleaner warehouse?
Well, the thing about this is,
and why are we doing them all tandem? Well, you might fall off, Jim. Or wait, Jimbrowski? Wait, that's Polish.
No, that's Polish. Yeah,
Jimensky.
Yeah.
It's also slightly Polish. I'm trying to go on Jim,
but...
Putin. Just Putin.
We're going to talk about Putin.
Just Putin.
The thing about this, like, you got to realize, like, Russia does have, like, there's this
homophobia?
national homophobic where they're, like, to the point where I think at some point Putin was like, there are literally no gays in Russia. I'm like, yeah, because they don't dare to come out as gay. Oh.
I heard you talking about gay Russians.
Yes. Do you know anything about that? You travel all over the world, Santa. You travel all over the world every year.
I deliver presents to Russia.
So what are there
every year?
Are there any guys?
Those presents include sex toys.
I was going to ask that to men that maybe.
Every sex toy I deliver is delivered to a woman's name, regardless of who lives in the house.
Well, by sex toy, you mean like the penises, like the dildos? Yes, yeah.
Because
there's pocket
dildos,
pussies too. Yeah, there's
pocket
flashlights.
Pussies, rabbits, vibrators, pussy knuckles. That's like brass knuckles, but it's a pussy. You punch a dick with it.
Oh. Okay. Cool. I thank you for the insight, Santa. We didn't ask for it, but I do appreciate it.
Also, slinkies.
Pussy slinkies?
Just slinkies?
Just slinkies, okay. Never mind. I guess I was going a little too dirty in my head, I guess, there.
And Pokemon cards.
Those are just Pokemon cards.
Those are just for Russians who like to play Pokemon after they poke their man. I made a joke.
Oh, it's like a pegging. It's a pegging joke. It's a pegging joke. I love it. I love a pegging joke. A good pegging joke on this podcast.
Give us a little bit of knowledge. So anyone in Russia who wants a Christmas gift that's a sex toy, male or female, usually use an assumed name as a female. That would make a lot of sense.
Boom. There we go.
Also, I'd like to think that Russia is pretty much the same as the U.S. Women who are gay get a pass. Gay guys don't, because double standards that are terrible and fucking shitty and weird.
Yeah. Because male homosexuality is
white straight males run the world.
Sodomy is bad, and also like there's something about that is like anti-masculine that people like that as far as like the
unless you're the two butchest gay guys on earth just ramming each other. Like, what's more manly than like two Hulk
bears?
Hogan's
just two
fucking,
bears, yeah.
That's literally
just screaming the N-word at each other.
Hey. Are we about to hear from Hulk Hogan?
Fuck my ass! Beep! You fuck my ass! Beep!
Yep, pretty much.
Where beep happens, put the N-word in.
Yep. But yeah,
he's a racist. Anyway,
wow, yeah,
that's
okay,
it.
Moving on. I need to open my notes back up.
Do you want to go to this? This is a depressing story.
You know what? I don't want to get into it. I would just like to say what it is, and
that's it.
Maybe next.
Honestly, read the headline. This is rapid fire. It will.
And next week, if there's an update, we'll come back to it.
Okay, yeah, because this is a legislative. It's a legislative update.
And it's going to the House floor today, so there will be an update by next week's episode.
By that next week, we mean actually probably 9 days from now. So you were hearing this April 10th. By the way, April 10th is when we were recording.
Cheers, stop saying dates. You never know. We might change our show.
No, April 10th is when we're recording this regardless. That doesn't change.
We might change it, dude. We might.
We can't change the date we recorded this.
I will leave right now and have Santa take my place. If you don't admit, we might change the date we're talking right now.
Fine, Scott. You can make up new time loop laws.
Because you want Santa?
I don't want Santa.
Texas House debates
death
penalty for getting an abortion.
Yes.
I didn't mean to laugh through that. That is a very serious story. The Texas House is literally debating whether to give women the death penalty if they get an abortion.
And I will just say very very briefly, what they're saying is if you are, let's say you
pregnant and want to kill your baby.
No, but let's say
Jared's trying to be tactful.
No. Let's say you're pregnant, crossing a crosswalk, and I'm drinking and driving, and I hit you, and I kill you. I get tried for 2 murders because of that.
Yes, baby and mama.
Yes. So they're saying, well, if that's the case, and then you're a mother and you decide to abort the baby, isn't that also murder if they're getting tried? So they're trying to say that. Yeah. My thought is, your thought, if you're a mother crossing a crosswalk and you're hit by yes, let's wait to the update for this
because
I have a lot to say about it.
There is going to be a 7-day from now update.
Ridiculous.
And yeah,
and here's I'm going to give a little spoiler alert. I'm not okay with this.
Yeah,
if you know our politics, you would know that we are pro-choice, very liberal and progressive.
I did a deep dive on.
It's not murder if you abort a fetus within the time frame that you're allowed to do it. It's not a child. It's anyway.
I did a deep dive on Reddit on this story, and somebody, some liberal, actually had a really interesting comment. He goes, "If we're really going to call a baby from conception, then why aren't women paying taxes or getting a tax refund for having a child
we covered,
when they get pregnant?"
We actually covered that recently because there was that Georgia lawmaker who actually created the opposite of because the abortion bill in Georgia, has been going through and I think it passed. Where it's a similar thing where she was like, well, listen, let me create the inverse of all of this. And it will make you realize how ridiculous it is. Because she was like, well, if it's in other words, if she was trying to guarantee you had to have a paternity test immediately, and the man had to start paying child support immediately, on that child because wait,
and the federal government would have to give you taxes.
Yes, exactly.
For the moment,
tax incentive, tax breaks,
moment
all
you're
that kind
pregnant.
of stuff. Be like, well, if it's really a child from that second, that is when you get to treat it as a part of your family.
Yeah,
and also, guess what? Life insurance the second it happens. So if you have a miscarriage, boom. That you get $1 million life insurance policy.
You could put $1 million life insurance on a fetus and then just
it's a human. It's a human. Why not?
And then just jog really hard.
Well, exactly. But the thing is, though, that's how ridiculous this is. We can laugh about it because it's that fucking ridiculous.
I'm gonna get my wife so pregnant, and we're gonna jog so hard.
You guys are gonna be millionaires by the year's end. Be like, yeah, how'd you get this? Oh, this is that fucking fetus insurance money.
You can have 6 a year at $1 million a pop.
Oh yeah, because you can
immediately miscarriage.
Boom, you're fucking good.
You see that cliff? We're gonna start climbing it today.
Hey, baby, you want to climb Mount Everest?
Have you ever wanted to see how deep you could dive?
All right, baby, parkour. Yeah. Right out over a dumpster because people are parkouring.
And then it's just on the phone. Hey, H&R Block. It happened again. Is this Scott?
Yeah. Scott, we're gonna have to start looking at your parkour activities. Hey, my wife likes to parkour. We also love life insurance policies. We just
and we hate condoms.
Yes, perfect. Man, okay, so we're about to head into web drop. We only have a time for a couple web droppings, right? So we're about to head into web droppings.
Web So as we enter into web droppings this week, I want to give a quick disclaimer. We might go over a little bit.
Yeah, why? Because rapid fire only lasted 39 minutes, 40 minutes?
Yeah, it's pretty long rapid fire. But
how rapid is that?
Yeah, but based on that, we had a quick talk. We just paused the show for a quick minute, and we decided that as of next week, we are going to do 2 separate shows per week. A standard show with an intro and web droppings, and a rapid fire episode where we cover these rapid fire stories as a separate, shorter episode.
Yeah, and I will actually say to those of you listening on the various radio networks, if you like the rapid fire that you just heard, you will actually not be hearing that on a week-to-week basis because you're going to be hearing what we're going to about to be doing in web droppings. You are only going to be hearing the web droppings portion, which means you should definitely go and check out our show on Stitcher, on iTunes, on
Podbay, Podbean,
anything but iHeartRadio.
Because fuck iHeartRadio.
Exactly, including what, Spotify too.
We're on Spotify,
YouTube.
We're on YouTube.
Yeah, so go anywhere and check out the rest of our show because
Subscribe.
every Wednesday. Not necessarily every Wednesday, but the Wednesdays where we have extra content with these rapid fire segments, we're going to be releasing a second. It could be 10 minutes, could be 30 minutes, could be 40 minutes.
You will get 57% more audio content if you subscribe.
Otherwise, you'll just be getting what we're doing now, which is web dropping. So we are doing web droppings, and we're gonna hit the first couple of stories on this.
I hear the two of you are running late on your show.
We don't. Yeah, good. Thank you for coming in. We need something to speed up the show.
I
Santa.
hear you don't have enough time for all of your stories.
We don't.
Would that be something you'd like for Christmas?
In other words, we'd like it if Santa never stepped foot on the show again to waste our time.
I fly over your house every night on the way. I do a flight once a day to the Jim Beam Distillery.
What? You're only supposed to come here.
I'm an alcoholic and I enjoy Jim Beam.
Wait, so first of all, it's Jim Beam. Second, you come from the North Pole and you fly over Vermont.
A little bit to drink, and if I've said it wrong,
a little Jim Beam.
I think I'm allowed. Does Jeremiah not want toys this year?
I haven't asked for toys for years, buddy.
You haven't gotten them either. Oh, ho, ho, the curse of Santa Claus.
Is he gone?
He's rummaging through your cupboards. I think he's looking for something to eat.
I think he's drunk
on Jim Beam.
What's Jim Beam? Which I don't think he realizes.
I heard it too.
It's like a third party Jim. I don't think he realizes he's been getting Jim Beam from Russia. Like he's getting this third party Chinese eBay Jim Beam.
Hey Santa, where are you getting that Jim Beam
from?
I'm getting it from a distillery. It's out of this guy's basement in Jersey.
Jim Beam is not made in Jersey.
Is his last name Bean?
It is, yeah. Mr. Beans.
Maybe. I'm checking my list. Yep.
Oh, you only checked it once.
It's Bean.
Didn't check it twice. Okay.
I've been drinking. I'd only check it once when I drink.
Okay.
I list check like a reckless alcoholic.
You definitely are a reckless alcoholic.
Oh, where are your crackers?
Second cupboard over there.
Hey, he's just going. He's pulling out pots and pans.
So, Scott, are you okay? Let's ignore Santa for now. Are you aware that there is a bunch of Buzz Aldrin's poop left on the moon?
I am now.
Because here's what happened, and this actually makes a lot of sense. Okay, so they go to the moon. Allegedly go to the moon, and they like giant. Well, one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind. That's not what Heather sounded, but you know what I mean. And Neil Armstrong walks on the moon. Armstrong walks on the moon, and Buzz Aldrin walks on the moon as well. And they're like,
did they drop their drawers and just shit?
And they drop their drawers and shit. And that's the thing you don't get from the Stanley Kubrick film.
We all remember those videos. Where
it's like one giant dose for man.
Look, I dropped my space pants and as you can see, it turtles and then it floats. It's like it's like if we were on Earth and the shit was made of helium.
Yeah, there it is. Yeah, there's my poop.
It's going past it. I'm gonna boop it. Boop.
Oh, yeah. It moved like a rocket ship.
Oh, it's going to Earth's atmosphere. Oh, it's burning up. Oh, no. Oh, this isn't going to be good.
Oh, that is landing over
there
Jersey.
There goes the Space Needle.
Oh, yeah. I was thinking like one small step for man. Hey, Buzz, you want to cut that out for a second?
I mean, this...
Wait, what's that?
This...
You just take a second from your pooping because I'm trying to make a speech to the world about how it's... I'm caught in the middle. I got a turtle head.
How do you tie off the bag without losing all the air in the suit? I'm trying... I did a knot. I did not. Is that good?
I think I might be dying.
Is it not good? Can I just release or will I die?
By the way, I'm Neil Armstrong. We talk the same. I don't know. How do we both get the same astronaut voices? I don't know. Which is funny. It's
Ed Gein.
No, it's actually not Ed Gein. Because
I've got a lot of body parts here on the moon.
You know who we were doing? We were doing a higher pitched one. We were doing the sheriff or whatever his name is from Mr. Pickles.
Oh my God!
With a big tooth. You're
right. We were both doing the sheriff from Mr. Pickles.
Yes. Yeah. Oh my God! And by the way, if nobody out there has seen Mr. Pickles, fucking watch it.
Yeah,
every episode is amazing. But yes. So what happened is they went up there with because you had to poop in a spaceship and you're up there for a while.
Think about this. Even the longest plane flight you've ever had, where you held it to avoid that plane bathroom, this is a longer flight back and forth.
You have to poop and you have to also vomit and all this kind of stuff. Also food waste.
You have to vomit. So when you go into space, you have to vomit.
You have to vomit.
That is on the job application. Like you're going to space. We expect you to vomit.
Scott, how much of this vomit and poop waste and stuff do you think that they had?
I read the story and I forget, but it was more bags than I ever thought it would be possible.
96 bags.
That is a lot of pooping.
So this is the thing. They could have brought it back with them, but they were like...
And it's all astronaut ice cream based poops.
It is, yeah. So they were all like...
Airy?
Astronaut ice cream is not ice cream.
They're cosmopolitan colored and airy.
Yeah.
Wait, cosmopolitan. No. What's is that the name of the ice cream? It's 3 colors?
The 3 colors, yeah.
Really? Okay.
We could just both be having a shared memory or nightmare or whatever it is.
Yeah, but it's also ice cream no one buys anymore. Like, it doesn't exist.
I don't even think it exists. I think we're talking 80s. Like, we're talking, like, this is something Stranger Things.
No. It has another name because it's also the name of the movie trilogy done by Simon Pegg. That involves Hot Fuzz, Shaun of the Dead, and what was his third film?
Don't know.
Oh my God, I'm drawing a blank on that too. But you know what I mean? They called it that. Because it was 3 films and it's 3 flavors of ice cream. They called the trilogy the blank trilogy. Neapolitan trilogy.
Neapolitan.
I think I'm wrong about that too. I don't think it was called the Neapolitan trilogy, but I think it's a play on words based on that.
But I think that was the name of the ice cream. I'm saying that because I looked it up.
Yes.
And I'm trying to sound smart, but it wasn't what it is. Yeah.
And if you're under 25, you probably have no fucking idea what Neapolitan ice cream is. It is the grossest ice cream. It is chocolate, it is vanilla, it is strawberry.
But when you were a kid growing up in the 80s watching Goonies, it was the best thing.
No, you ate the chocolate, begrudgingly ate the vanilla, and threw away a ruddy bag of fucking strawberry goop.
You were different than me. I ate strawberry first.
Ew.
I ate strawberry and vanilla combined.
Did no one?
I was not a big chocolate guy. I didn't like chocolate ice cream. I still don't to this day.
But as a kid,
chocolate ice cream does not taste like chocolate. I like chocolate. Chocolate ice cream is not good. It is not good.
But as a
vanilla and strawberry together tasted delicious.
You know, strawberry ice cream is flavored with beaver anus.
I don't care. It tastes delicious.
And also, if you want fruity tasting frozen treats, sherbet is great, and so is Italian ice.
I was too poor for sherbet.
You were too poor for sherbet?
Yes.
I'm loving that we're both saying it the right way. It's pissing so many people off listening right now.
Because people want to say sherbet. It's not sherbet. It's sherbet.
It's sherbet.
Yeah. No. To the point, because clearly you had to say it the right way. It wasn't part of my family. No, like we had welfare Neapolitan ice cream. We were so happy when the government would send us a block of government sanctioned Neapolitan ice cream over to our house
with your government cheese wheel.
We did get government cheese, a big orange thing, nothing cheese about it. Like, we used to get government cheese. Nothing cheese. We got WIC, which is it was a government based program. I don't even know if it existed.
I'm familiar with its existence.
But it was this log of like poison to kill poor people. It was what it was. Like, hey, we're the government. We're gonna give these people like free stuff. How about like the dumb, like rotten milk?
So how did
and
you
logs
not?
of cheese?
How did you not get Italian ice instead of sherbet? Because that's
poor people don't get Italian ice.
It is frozen water with like lemon juice in it. That is the cheapest dessert on earth.
We made our own with high C and snow. We had Italian ice in essence, of course, but we didn't get anything that said Italian ice on it.
That's just a snow cone.
That's what we did. Yes, we used to do
homemade
those.
snow cones. That's chic.
We did like
actually that's pretty chic.
The maple on snow.
Yeah,
like we would just do that all the time.
That's Vermont chic.
We grow up like in Vermont, so we get like we go to a maple factory that is like boiling sap. Immediate maple comes out, and they pour it on snow, and it's the freshest maple syrup you've ever had.
Yeah, it's Vermont
People
chic.
have friends like Jason Northrup know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Yep.
So we haven't talked about the story
What was
yet.
the story?
Okay, so anyway, 96 bags of waste were left on the surface of the moon and the reason they were, not because they had to...
And they're still there.
They're still there, but the reason they did this is because they were like, we need to take moon rocks back. So they were like 96 poop bags of moon rocks they had to bring back.
96 bags of poop on the moon, 96 bags of poop. We throw one down, we leave it behind. Time to go back to Earth again. 97 bags of poop on the moon.
Wait, you already went back to Earth. There's no...
That's how they went through their days. I just want Buzz Aldrin.
Weeks and months, yeah.
I want audio of Buzz Aldrin doing that.
Yeah. And you'll always start going, "Guys, shut up, okay? We're done with this." And then the third guy that nobody knows being like, "I wish I was standing on the moon that one time.
I just poop and it floats away." Oh, there goes one. Oh,
Yeah.
there goes a space needle again.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the reason you weren't allowed on the moon, because you keep pooping in the shuttle. Johnny, or whatever his name was. It wasn't Johnny.
Johnny.
We can't even know your name.
Yeah, Johnny Shuttle Boy, shut the fuck up there.
The third guy on the moon was Johnny Shuttle Boy. Not even on the moon. He was the guy orbiting around me like, this is just as good. This is good. This is fine.
You wonder if he, was sad about it.
He killed himself on the way home. There was blood floating in zero gravity and getting in Buzz Aldrin's eyes on the way home because the third man killed himself on the way home. Maybe that's not the way the story goes.
That's not how the story
It's
went.
not at all. We tell true things. On this
scientifically, those bags of poop sitting in the moon may be a lucky little treasure for scientists.
It's like its own science experiment without intending, because guess what? Because it's not just poop. It's not just poop. It's food and bacteria and all this kind of
You're
things.
almost right.
Yes.
It is an unintended science experiment.
Unintended science experiment. What did I say?
A science experiment that was unintended.
Okay. Cool. Okay. I wasn't sure. I thought maybe I fucked up.
You stand corrected. A very humble podcast co-host.
A very asshole correction. Yes, this is our cunt correction moment. Yes, this is where cunt correction.
Cunt correction of the week.
Right.
Earlier when you said it was one thing, it's the same but reversed.
But I like to grammatically put it in order. Brian Resnick, not necessarily of the Goo Goo Dolls
First
fame.
man on the moon.
Yes. First man on the moon that nobody knew. Brian Resnick, a Vox journalist, almost as good, jokingly called out in his article that those bags should be taken back to Earth. A few days later, Buzz Aldrin, half of the Apollo 11 duo, of course, gave a reaction via social media saying that he feels sorry for whoever is tasked to retrieve his bag. Now, to me, that means Buzz Aldrin saying, "Yo, I shit more than Neil Armstrong."
No, that just means they labeled them.
No.
They all had Sharpies in their spacesuits, like a chef with his pen and his chef coat.
Yeah.
Pulls that and goes, Aldrin.
Yeah. Dude, in a fucking Buzz Aldrin autographed bag of poop? Fucking millions of dollars.
Actually, yeah.
That is money in the bank.
Also,
in the poop bag.
They're unsure because poop is largely bacteria, like gut bacteria.
But there's also a lot of food and stuff in those bags as well.
So they're curious what happens when poop is left in a bag on the moon.
Or the science experiment that was unintended.
Exactly.
Both
the way I said it and the right way.
Exactly.
See, I gave you credit.
I don't even remember which one of those is which.
I said the way I said it and the right way. I gave you credit. That's how good co-hosts work. They help each other, not hurt each other.
Passive aggressively kick each other in the balls. It's great.
It's how our show model is.
It actually was. I actually believe our first like at the bar we were like, all right, we're gonna kick each other in the balls passive aggressively, and that was actually part of the show model. So it's working. It's working.
It's like soccer. You kick me in the balls and I lay on the ground and fake crying for a while.
No, you get fake kicked in the balls and then you real cry.
No.
I don't know how soccer works.
Well, let's just go to the corrections department
Americans.
later. You know, the way this show works, basically it's 90% Stockholm Syndrome and 10% passive-aggressive fighting.
Yeah.
So we tend to agree with each other a lot because we're in close quarters. But we also like to help each other out a little bit.
Exactly.
And be passive-aggressive with our jokes.
Yeah, we help each other out. It's like a love-hate relationship. Mostly love and then hate.
Next story in web dropping.
Last story!
This is the final story, although we had 5 more to go. This is why we're changing the format.
Yes, because this is what
also,
happens.
we didn't make new content out of that. Technically, although we did talk about autographing those bags so that they would be worth more money, which I think is actually new content. As
Buzz Aldrin's poop Etsy shop.
Yeah, future eBay Etsy shops.
Yeah, so it's not even about like what
Buzz
he's done.
Aldrin
Buzz Aldrin
invented
is just like
Etsy and eBay before it happened by creating nostalgic, historic,
but what if it's
autographed items?
But now, what if now it's sort of like a movie where somebody buys one of those and they realize there's a whole ecosystem going on of little Buzz Aldrin's growing out of his poop because of whatever happened on the moon and the Moon Men. Because also we didn't realize Moon Men came over and jerked off on it because they're Moon Men now. They jerked off on it and created little baby Poop Aldrins, and now Poop Aldrin is coming for you and your people because the Moon Men work.
Not to be passive aggressive, but I prefer poop buzzes or buzz poops.
Poop Aldrin is way better.
Buzz poop sounds like a website that already exists.
Yeah, it's BuzzFeed. Yeah,
because
I get it.
Is BuzzFeed.
I get it. Poop Aldrin is funny.
Yeah, we'll work on that.
No, we won't. Poop Aldrin is the winner.
I would like to tell my son right now, if he's listening, that
does he listen to this?
When sometimes.
I apologize.
That when he has offspring and they are the first people on the Mars.
You hear that? Yeah.
That they should poop in bags and label them for future generations.
Exactly. So they will know.
Autograph them, date them, drop them.
Yeah. Not sign them. Autograph them.
Autograph them, like the squiggle that is your autograph.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I like that. I would like to think that 2 generations down the road that my offspring's offspring will be selling the poop they made on Mars on eBay for lots of money, overshadowing the monumentous achievement of being the first settlers on Mars.
Yeah, nobody cares about that.
Yeah,
but they won't at that time. We do now. We think it's big, but you got to realize, like, centuries later, nobody's going to care.
Yeah, we're talking about Buzz Aldrin's poop bags right now.
Yeah, exactly.
And he was the first man on the moon.
Yeah.
So we can literally already say that being the first person on Mars is not going to be that great of an achievement as soon as they find the first semen ejaculate fucking crystallized and frozen, creating rings around Mars.
Signed by your son.
Yes. Well, Mars didn't have rings until Scott Bear Jr. Go down a couple.
I wasn't about to say... You gave me shit the other week for intentionally not naming your kids. Being like, you don't know the name of my kids.
That's why I use my name.
You don't know the name of my kids. I'm like, I intentionally don't use your kid's name on this show. My name. And you gave me shit for it.
And that's why I just use my name.
Yes, but remember, I called them,
Jenkins X and L. What was it? L. Fanning.
What? I can't remember. We called. But you gave me shit. We were like, "What? You don't know my kids' names?" I'm like, "No, I'm respecting your space."
That was part of the comedy of the show. You're breaking down the barriers.
Shit.
Fourth
wall.
Fourth wall.
God damn it. We don't even have time for the next story.
Yeah, like the Scott Jr. Gonna be famous for not just being the first person on Mars, but also poop bag eBay extraordinaire.
You're talking about like your kid's great grandson now.
Oh shit! Now we're talking about the first person to plant a flag on the black hole that was just photographed today.
Oh, I'm glad we mentioned that. That was a big thing.
Yeah.
By the way, April 10th, we're recording this.
And
You're hearing it April 19th, but it's April 10th.
And just a warning to the world: my great grandkids are dumb as fuck. They think they can plant a black hole flag, and ooh.
Oh yeah, it did not work out for them. Guess what? That's where the line of Scott Bears ended.
Wait! Something's happening in the room. There's static. There's lights. There's crackling. The mics are shaking.
Hello!
Wait, I thought your kid was coming to visit us.
I am Scott's kid.
Oh my God! Scott's kid was Santa the whole time? Scott Junior. You planted the flag in the black hole and went through a
I
wormhole?
am the first American to plant a flag into a black hole.
And you came back in time because it's a
I
loophole.
was sent back in time to, we'll say roughly 1000 AD.
Ish.
And I took over the role of Santa Claus after landing in the North Pole and finding a small community.
You don't even know your own history. I love it. That's how we know you're telling the truth. You don't even know.
I landed in the North Pole, and there, sitting in front of me, was a very small community of miniature people. I think they're relatives of the Inuits, but they were small and easily subjugated.
Oh, so you went back in time to take slaves?
I was a spacefarer. I traveled the cosmos. I traveled to solar systems and gateways you've never seen, using technology your small minds would never fathom.
Wait, is it like
I planted a flag on the black hole's North Pole. They told me it couldn't be done because it didn't exist. I did it. I landed back in time. I enslaved the diminutive.
the
Think
minute,
about this.
yeah, the
Chair,
miniature.
chair,
Yes,
chair,
yes.
chair. When you make a snowman, you roll 3 balls. One big one. One less big one.
Medium, I like to call it.
A
Yep.
third less big one.
A small one, I like to call it. Yes. Yep.
These people were the size of the first
Do you
big
go to
one.
McDonald's and like order the second less big to get the small?
I don't know this McDonald's.
Oh, of course you don't. You're from 1080 or 4500. I don't know what you're from.
I enslaved the peoples and created toys that made the children of Earth be happy, based on my childhood memories of Santa Claus.
It is paradoxical, though, because you wouldn't have known who Santa Claus
I
was.
did. I made this entire workshop based on my childhood memories of the lies of my parents.
Cool.
Their lies became reality. This reality is real. Santa is real. Black holes are real. The space is dead.
Get lost.
Get lost.